another video. I wanted to show off this computer I just got. My friend actually gave it to me for helping him with his yard and stuff, so it's pretty cool. This is the back of it, obviously. And I got the mouse right here, but it is a Dell mouse, which doesn't go with this, but that's okay. Anyway, it is an iMac. Hopefully you can see this in the light here, but we got our big, now this is a 2008, so it has the aluminum front, but it has the plastic back here. And there's your power button right there. Has the nice aluminum stand. I probably need to clean it a little bit better. And here's the back with all the I/O and good stuff here. So we've got a bunch of USB, so it looks like 3 USB, 2 FireWire maybe? Ethernet and a display port and a headphone jack. And it came with this keyboard here, which I attempted to clean up a little bit, but yeah. And then I'm gonna plug in this mouse here. All right, so let me go ahead and turn it on and show you what it has. Say hi, Camila. Say hi. She does not look pleased. And here it is in all its glory. So this is a 20-inch early 2008 iMac, has a Core 2 Duo, has a 250 gig hard drive, and only 1 gig of RAM. You heard me right, 1 gig. Now, the limitation of this, unfortunately, is that it cannot be updated past OS X Lion 10.7, which is really unfortunate. The fortunate thing, though, is I did order some new RAM for this. It uses DDR2 RAM, and it uses SODIMM modules, which are, you know, laptop style modules. But I think this still looks pretty good to this, you know, in this day and age. We've got the webcam up here, large nice screen here. Just for reference, this is my 27-inch screen, and this is a 20-inch screen in like standard 4x3 format. So this is like 16 by 9. But yeah, so here I'll show you the specs on this thing. It doesn't run too bad. So it does have, like I said, 10.7.5, 2.4 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo, and 1 gig 800 megahertz DDR2 SD RAM. And as you might have guessed, this is no longer supported by any software. So it does, so I just told you the memory and the processor. It does have an ATI Radeon HD 2400 XT with a whopping 128 megabytes of graphics memory there. And our display is 20.1 inch, 1680 by 1050. And the storage drive, as I said before, is 250 gigs. And this is a standard drive. So I think it runs pretty well, but once you start running too many things, it doesn't really like it. So here's your launch pad, and if this gives you a little bit of nostalgia, I could totally see why. This came out, if this is 2012, then this came out before they redesigned iOS. So we do still have some older, you know, style icons here. But yeah, it still, I think it still looks pretty good. Now, let me show you the Chrome here. It gives you the warning that, you know, it's too old and not supported anymore. So, and the only way for me to update it to El Capitan, which is the last supported version on this computer, is to have more than 1 gig of RAM. So here we go here. It says this computer will no longer receive Google updates because Mac OS X 10.6, 10.7, and 10.8 are no longer supported. Now, one thing I do want to try later is once I get the RAM, I do want to actually try and install Windows on this to see how well that runs. I also have an SSD right here. I have a nice 120 gig SSD that I want to put in this, and I'm a little scared to open it up, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna still do it. Anyway, so here I'll show you just, you know, how much this can handle. So a good test is to try YouTube. Now the Wi-Fi isn't the best on this. I'm not sure what it has. I'm guessing it has wireless in, which should be fine. So let's look at our trending here. I don't have anything signed in for myself here. It's actually still signed into my friend's account. Let's see. Okay, well, we've got a trailer here, so we can just play a little bit of that just to show you. So it's not terribly slow, but it's still a little bit slow. You can see it stutters here. But it does load it pretty fast. I think it loads it at 720p as default. No, it actually loaded at 1080p. That's pretty shocking. All right. Oh, didn't like that, did it? Oh. So you can see it doesn't really like it, but now if you didn't have my reflection here, you could see it actually looks pretty good. Like it's a pretty crystal clear picture on here. So I definitely think that it still looks really good. And hopefully, you know, doing a little bit of updates with the, you know, giving it some more RAM and cleaning out the inside and adding the SSD. I'm definitely thinking that it's going to need some new thermal paste on the processor since it's over 10 years old now. So, but I mean, honestly, for an over 10-year-old computer, it still runs pretty damn well. What else can I show you here? So here's Safari if you want to see how that looks. I'm not sure what version of Safari it's running, but it's definitely an old version. And it's very quiet. You can't really hear much on it, so that's a plus. All right, so this is, okay, so this is a kind of newer version. So this is 2014, so 6.1.6, and it seems to run pretty well. Let's go to the Apple website here, see how that looks. Yeah, not too shabby. Now, one thing I know is that the Apple website does have a lot of effects, especially for their Apple TV event that they just recently had, so I'm gonna guess that some of this stuff may not show up. Yeah, so these elements, some of these elements are not showing up at all. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what should show up here, I will show you on my main computer here. So if we go to Chrome here, and we just go to the Apple website. Oops, if I am typing on the wrong computer, the wrong keyboard. It's really good when you do that. Okay, so we'll just go to the same page here, and just to show you what it's missing. So see, it has this, and then it starts to play a video, and on this one it does not do that. So it just doesn't have the proper functionality that the newer versions of Chrome have. So this is what it should look like. I think it still does a pretty decent job of showing content though. I'm trying to think of another website that would... Oh, it's completely missing the... Oh yeah, it's missing quite a bit of animation actually. So, and I don't think that Chrome would show anymore because this is still an older version. So let's see. Let's try Chrome, just for fun. And when you start running more than one thing, it just starts to get a little sluggish here. Don't you love this reflection? It's just really good. I know that the newer iMacs have an anti-reflective coating, so I think that's why I like the matte screens on my computer. It's a lot easier to read and the sunshine doesn't ruin it. Okay, so this older version of Chrome seems to run that just fine. Let me see what version this is, because this is definitely old. There we go, focus. Focus. Yeah, so 49, and my Windows computer is on, let's see, settings, about 73. So it is quite a bit behind here. All right, so let's go back here to the Apple website here. That's actually pretty surprising. So the Chrome, this Chrome version actually shows it as it should. Wow, all the elements actually show up exactly as they should. I'm a little surprised by that, but that's pretty great. Okay. God, I'm trying to think of any other graphically intense website to show you here. So I've shown you video. It handles YouTube okay, but the RAM is definitely a limitation, I think. I think that's a limitation. It's not the slowest computer out there. It still runs pretty well. But the things that are holding it back are the RAM, are the, well, I mean, the processor is pretty old, but Core 2 Duos seem to be, you know, pretty, God, I can't even think of the word. There is a lot of them out there still to this day. So I think that they're still good processors. I think an SSD will definitely help it. And I think that having the thermal paste and dust cleaned out of it will help. And also having a newer operating system. One cool thing I did see on YouTube was that someone actually was able to get Mojave on one of these older Macs. I'm not sure if it's if there's hardware limitations to that because it's, you know, older hardware, but I think he changed his Wi-Fi card also in there. So, you know, if you're going to take this whole thing off, it's magnetically on there, and then you have to take the entire screen out. It just looks like a fun thing to do. So I guess we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at it, and I know this isn't very quick, but just a quick look at it. 10.7.4, I think it was. What is it here? 10.7.5. Now here, I will actually show you what it does when you try to download El Capitan. It won't even let you. It literally just tells you that you need more than 1 gig of RAM. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, she's struggling. All right, so we're gonna close Safari and give it a little chance here to, yeah, if that shows you. All right, so we're gonna quit this. So it's like a secret link that'll actually take you to it, so it'll let you actually download it. And when you go to the, when you go up here to get, this is what it says. OS X 10.11 requires at least 2 gigs of memory, which really stinks. But it's all right. Got that coming in the mail. And it's actually pretty easy to do the RAM on this. There's a little door right here. If you can even see it, a little door right here that you pop off, and it has a little slot, and you just add another one, or you can take the existing one out and put more than you want in there. So I ordered 4 gigs. So when that comes, I will make another video and show you how to do that, and if that makes any difference here. And I definitely want to install El Capitan. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.